The morning of 9/11, I was in the living room upstairs with my wife, and we were watching the Today Show when they broke in on the Today Show about a plane hitting the World Trade Center. And we turned, and from looking at the TV, we just turned and looked out over the bay right from my window of the living room, and we could see the World Trade Center, we could see the smoke.
I went down to vote that day. It was Tuesday, voting day, and somebody pointed out that the Trade Center was on fire. You could see it from the schoolyard, local school down here.
I was working in my house, which is right there, you know, the brown boat hanging over there. In my garage, working on the building when I guess the first plane hit. I really didn't think much of it, and then, you know, they'll take care of it, you know. But as things went on, and the curiosity got the best of me, going in the firehouse and see what's going on, and then coming out and watching it a little bit. And then when my neighbor was watching with binoculars, and he said he sees another plane, and it hit the building, and then I knew that we were in for something big that just happened.
Went down to get a cup of coffee at one of the local stores, and called a friend, and Mike, what's going on? Going on with the Trade Center. So he says, Tom, he says, it was a big plane. He says, and I think it's terrorism. Terrorism. And, you know, we're chatting away, and then all of a sudden, whatever time the second plane hit, I was on the phone with him, and he screamed out and said, that's another one. Another plane hit the other building.
At that point in time, I had thoughts of going in, and my wife naturally was dead set against it. I had been retired for 10 years, and she was pretty adamant about me not going in, and my mind was going in different directions about what I could do.
Right then and there, without even calling the White House, I knew that I had to respond.
That time I says, I got to get in, and went home, got my van, got some clothes, just tried to go up Woodhaven Boulevard to get to my firehouse, Engine 36 up in Harlem. And once I got to 63rd Drive, it was just stopped completely dead there. I couldn't move. I immediately called my brother, and I says, Danny, you got the boat in the water? The boat's still in the water? He goes, yeah, where were you? He was worried about where I was. I said, I'm home. I'm up on the boulevard. I said, I can't get in though. I says, we got to get in there.
Made some phone calls to a couple of firehouses, and put the offer out there that any fireman that wanted to bring his fire gear and himself with him and meet me at my house, we would take my boat.
So took basically some of the necessities, we put mostly oxygen bottles from our EMS drawer there, figuring there was going to be a lot of injured people there. We came over, met TJ there, and we loaded up the boat with supplies and off we were.
When we were going right around the steeplechase there, the radio starts announcing that the second building fell. And at this time, as we're looking at it, you could see that something else was going on. The big mushroom came up and engulfed everything.
And the dust and the smoke from that fire had come across Brooklyn. And as we were going past Coney Island, that plume of smoke was coming across, and it was basically like a heavy fog, and you couldn't see 100 feet in front of you. And we made our way along the Coney Island beach, where they had these buoys out there, and we went from one buoy to the next, and then we came to the Coney Island pier and made our way around that. And as we got off of Norton's Point and headed up the river, we came out of the plume of smoke, and we had clear operation again.
As we made the turn around Seagate in the corner of Brooklyn there, and started heading towards the Verrazano, was the first time then we started seeing police and fire action. And I guess the first police boat pulled up, you know, wasn't going to let us by right before the Verrazano. And that's when we all held up our turnout coats and helmets to show them that we were all firemen going in, you know, to the building. You know, sort of surreal. All the buildings in Manhattan just looked like the cloud was, smoke and dust was inching out of every nook and cranny of every building that was seen.
When we got in there, we tied up to the retired fireboat, the Harvey.
We put onto the Harvey, which was, you know, quite difficult, very rough and wavy, and probably an 8-foot height difference from the boat to getting on the boat. And we offloaded our tools and all of us, and that's how it all started.
We saluted one another, and they left, and I backed off. And as I pulled away, and I lingered there for a couple of moments looking at the smoke and the devastation, I became very worried that I might have made the biggest mistake of my life. And luckily, within 36 to 48 hours, I had contacted everybody and found out that they all had done all right.